And they're like, well, how do y'all train? And I'm like, well, virtually, we FaceTime. And it feels like you're in the room. One, because you're really attentive. Like you'll be like, no, your right foot needs to come. Like you can, it's like you're there in the room.
Hey,
Hey,
Melinda, welcome. How's it going?
good. How's it going with you?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. I'm a little nervous. I'm doing live after a long time, but it's a friendly face, so I gotta be
It's gonna be
honest with you.
good.
It'll be good. And Tessa has also
It's gonna be good.
joined
Am
us.
I
Thank you
freezing or
so
are you
much, Tessa,
freezing?
for joining. I guess it's me because, like I said, I'm doing this live after a long time. So I'm expecting some technical glitches, but hopefully, please just work with us for 20, 30 minutes. We're not going to take a lot of time. So again, we just power through this. Can you see me? Can you hear me okay?
That's right. We power through. I can see you and hear you good.
You can see me. Okay, perfect. So just a quick introduction, although you don't
Can you
need
see?
one. Uh, I can. It does its thing, and it I don't know. It's specific to my account. Sometimes it does that when I go try to watch other people's life. It does its thing. It freezes. So just a quick introduction. Although you don't need one because you're already a superstar on my stories with your supersonic workouts that you do 7 o'clock every morning. But I just want to take this moment to acknowledge and say what a wonderful client and a human being you are, and
Thank
you're
you.
somebody. You're welcome, and it's really is my privilege and an honor to train with you. And we've been training virtually for a year now, more than a year now. And without mentioning any
Hmm.
numbers, I'm gonna say that you've come a long way. And for me personally, it doesn't even feel like work. It's like every morning when I wake up, I swear to God, it feels like I'm just having a cup of coffee, demonstrating a few exercises and hanging out with a very good friend. So thank you so much uh, for the amazing person that you are and a wonderful client. It's been my pleasure and an honor.
Thank you. No, the honor and pleasure is all mine. It does kind of feel like hanging out with a friend, except I'm the friend who's doing all the sweating, and you're the friend who's drinking the coffee. But it does. I enjoy our mornings. I do.
As do I. As do I. So, um, Belinda, so driving straight into it, I have a couple of questions, and then of course we're going to talk about the symposium that we have coming up this Friday. So, my first question for you is, how has the training experience been virtually? And you're all the way in the United States, and I'm here up in Canada. We're yet to see each other in person. So, how has this training experience been for you virtually all this while?
It has been, it has been fabulous. Every time I tell people about you, and they're like, "Well, how do y'all train?" And I'm like, "Well, virtually, we FaceTime, and it feels like you're in the room." One, because you're really attentive. Like you'll be like, "No, your right foot needs to come." Like you can. It's like you're there in the room.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess the first 2 or 3 times, it felt, I could tell that we were doing it virtually. But after that, it's like you knock on my door, show up, we go in the garage and work out. So it feels like you're in the room. There's no difference for me.
There's no
Part of
difference.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I've
like I
enjoyed
said,
it.
you've enjoyed it, and it's the same for me. I like I when I sign in and when we come live on FaceTime as we do it, I get so engrossed virtually that I can't even tell that I'm actually looking at the screen. So I'm like, for that entire time span, it actually feels like I'm standing right where you put the camera on, and it just feels like this is my spot, and I'm gonna do everything, watch everything, and being attentive. It actually feels like we're in the same room, and then it just hits you, once you close the laptop, you realize, oh, actually, we have a couple of miles between us. So
That's right.
I mean, yeah, it's amazing. What advice would you give to someone? I mean, it's almost the end of the year, and people are planning their new resolutions, all those things. So what advice would you have for someone who's looking out to start their fitness journey, has been thinking about it for some time, and just don't know where to start? So coming from you, what advice would you give them?
Um, I would definitely say to go for it with it, because it's been one of the best decisions. I say that all the time. It was one of the best decisions I ever made was to start working out with you. And how it happened was that you came on
I
to
would
my
like for
hot
you to
seat.
share that actually.
You know, you came
That'll
on
be
to my
nice.
hot seat. Well, I asked him to be on my hot seat because we were on Tess Marie's lives like all the time and just speaking to each other. And I asked you to be on my hot seat. I didn't really even know what you did. And when I was asking you questions about, you know, work and you were saying what you did afterwards, I sent you a message and was like, can we talk? Because I am kind of interested in getting a personal trainer. And we had a Zoom, I think the next day or the day after, and it's been on and popping ever since. But I would tell people, move forward with, if that's something that you feel like you need, and I would say probably everybody would benefit. I'm not gonna say they need, would benefit from somebody like you. And I also want to add that I've had trainers before. So I have had trainers before. The difference between you and them is that, and we've never seen each other, right? In person. Like we would
In
probably
person,
pass each
never.
other on the
Although,
street.
although I'd love for you to come over here, or ever I get a chance to come down to Georgia, I would love to see you in person. But yeah, you're right. I mean, I'm sorry, so sorry to cut you off. I got really excited by the fact that it always hits me that we've actually never met in person.
We've never met. We've never met. The difference with you, I would say, for me, and again, I've had trainers before. I've had good trainers before. The difference between, I've never been this consistent, and I don't have pain. So when we would work out, remember I had knee pain, and then I'd have back pain, and then my shoulder, you know, and before I would just power through. But you were like, no, let's do these stretches. With my other trainers, I just power through. You were like, no, let's do these stretches. I want you, like, to relieve. I have no knee. I brag about it all the time. I have no knee pain, no back pain, you know, no shoulder pain. And I had all that for years before I met you, in addition to the nutrition, you know, and I may regret saying this when we work out tomorrow.
Let it out. I tried to keep this conversation separate.
What I say on this live stays on this live. But you are one of the nicest men I've ever met in my entire life.
Oh, that is so sweet.
And that,
thank you.
as hard as you have me working out, you do it with such kindness. So it never feels like you're mean or it's coming from an ugly place. It's always with kindness and love, really. At this point, it's kindness and love, and for my own benefit. And I complain, and I do a thumbs down, and I do, you don't know what easy means, but I know it's coming from kindness, and I feel that. The push is always kindness. And to have a trainer or have somebody who pushes you, who actually wants the betterment and knows what they're talking about. Like, don't do, like, literally, people, I can't explain it enough. He will say, no, your right foot looks too far back, push it up, spread. I mean, virtually, to be paying that much attention to the movement, to how things are supposed to be, to what muscles I'm supposed to be feeling. I mean, I've done crunches. I mean, I've done bicep curls and before. And he's like, you should be feeling this. If you're up to, I mean, literally, where you understand what you're doing and why and what muscle you're supposed to be feeling it. So
that helps anyone understand better. And I always like to put myself in that situation. If I was working out with someone and they were trying to teach me something, I mean, explain to me what a Romanian deadlift is supposed to do. Where am I supposed to feel it? And if I just break it down to a person who's actually learning for the first time, I would always put myself in the same shoe, because there was one time I went to the gym and I swear to God, I'm not kidding. I thought push-up was the hardest thing to do, to push yourself off the ground. Forget about 10 reps. If I did one, I thought I was superhuman. So I never forget that time when I went to the gym and I was struggling to do something and I did not have anyone to break it down for me and tell me what is a push-up supposed to do. It's you just drop down, push yourself up 10 times. That's it. Again, I'm not sure if this is coming through, if this Instagram seems to be freezing again. Can you hear me? Can you, Belinda, you're here. And I see some lovely comments, but I am so sorry, guys. The Instagram just doesn't want to work with me sometimes. Okay, let me see if I can bring her again. Just if anyone would just let me know if you can hear me okay. I will try to bring Belinda back again. Maybe her connection fell through or something. Let's see. She disappeared. Okay, here she is. Thank you, Stacy, for telling me that. And I've accepted it for some reason.
I'm
okay,
back.
Here you are. Okay. I think Instagram couldn't handle those many praises. Like, no, he doesn't deserve that. Okay. Okay. So yeah, so I was saying that I would never forget the time when I went to the gym and I needed help, and I was just expected to perform without, giving any knowledge or anything that, this is where you're supposed to feel. So this is what I try to preach. And let me tell you, you are an amazing person to work with. So easy, so consistent. Talking about consistency, we've been training for over a year, and on the top of my head, I can recall only 2 incidences where you showed up, you weren't feeling well, and I thought it would be better to just cancel the session.
Right.
Rest, barring those 2 times, I don't think we've canceled on each other even once. And that is amazing considering, I have, dealt with so many people. I, see last minute cancellations, reschedule, all those things. So I have to give you props for being so consistent with your workouts. And that's the reason why you've, seen amazing results. And there's only way to go. You can hear me okay, right? Belinda, what's going on with your connection? Let's see. Come on, Instagram. Make it work. Everybody, I just want you to send a lot of love and power to Belinda's internet or something, because she seems to be dropping off. Let's see. I think if I can bring her back again. We're not going to quit. We don't quit. So I never let Belinda quit. And this is going to be one of those moments where I won't let her quit. And I'm going to finish this conversation with her. Okay, here we go. Let's do the magic. Da, 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 da. Hello, Carolina. How are you? We're having a lot of trouble with Instagram today.
Third time's a charm.
All right. Okay. Hopefully it will work. So my next question, without wasting a lot of your time, has been, what has been your biggest learning or your biggest victory, training with somebody online and, pushing through boundaries? And you and I both know you've smashed so many personal records. So what has been your biggest learning?
I think for me, learning to trust somebody else, and not that I know everything, but learning to trust somebody else. Like, you'll say you're strong enough, you can do it, you can lift it. Even like sometimes myself, I before I didn't feel like I could. So the biggest thing is trusting you, that you know what you're talking about, you know, and you know what you're doing, because you do, and just following what you say. One big thing too that I used to not do was stretches. Like I thought back in the day before I met you, that stretches was kind of dumb. Like, why stretch before exercising? And now
like a waste of time.
Right. Like, it was a waste of time. Let's just get to it. And we stretch before we start, and we always stretch after. And like, I see the difference, in my movement, getting up and down off the floor. Just everything. And let me just say to everybody, because I post our training together mainly for my own accountability. So I post it, hopefully to encourage other people. And I have heard people say,
it does. I have comments rolling in all the way from Switzerland, from India. This person that you're training every morning, we love seeing her. It brings us so much motivation, even if we don't work out, but we get so happy seeing her do it. And trust me, it brings a smile on my face every time. Sorry, continue.
Right. No, right. So I that's one of the reasons why I post. But when we first started, so now we work out in my garage, but when we first started, I was in my spare bedroom, didn't have I had boxing equipment because I like to box, but I have no weights. I mean, you need nothing to train with you. And so you make me thinking, if you're thinking about, I want to work out with you, but I don't have the equipment, you don't need equipment. You need, your body is the equipment, because he will have you up and down on the floor doing all kind of stuff with whatever you have.
Mm-hmm.
If it's nothing, not a problem. If you got bands, boom, we work out with that. If you got 2 pounds, 3 pounds, we work out with that. So if you're interested in getting started with him, and I'll recommend him to anybody who's thinking about getting a trainer, and he's more than a trainer. So he's more than just pushing weights or losing weight. It's mobility. Again, I had knee problems. I had back problems. I had shoulder problems. And when we first started, I would have to use a yoga, what is those things?
Yoga block.
A yoga block
Yeah.
to even do a stretch. And I mean, the first time that I didn't use it, you said, "Oh, I see you're not using the yoga block." Like, I didn't even reckon that's how attentive he is. But I'm saying that to say you don't need any equipment. You don't have to have a designated room. We evolved into that where we are now. You know, but when we first started out, we didn't have anything.
We didn't have anything. It was just the willingness to do it, and just from there we just built on. And you know, it's funny you mentioned that, because how we've evolved, I almost kind of forgot about the first session that we actually did from your spare bedroom with the couch, and how we evolved to actually making a full home gym now that you have in your garage. And I would also like to point out by saying that when we started, she had like what, 2 pound dumbbells, 4 pound dumbbells, and like she thought that this is gonna be enough. And kid you not, without bragging, she's doing 50-pound dumbbells in each hand, and she's rocking those. She's smashing those weights. So she's come a long way. But the biggest thing is that it was without injury. I mean, sports have like few bruises here, there, whatever. But you know, like I said, no knee pains, no back pains, no shoulder pains, and just doing all those things that and I've put you through different phases of training. We've done our foundation, we've done our conditioning, we've done our HIIT, we've done our strength phases, and you've rocked through all those phases. And it's just a joy to watch someone go through all those things, because they put their trust in you, as you correctly said, because they trust you that, okay, this person probably knows what they're talking about, so I can kind of surrender my body and just, let the results roll in. And you did. Right. So I'm so proud and so happy for all that you've, achieved as far as your physical fitness and mental health is concerned. And I just cannot wait to see what the future holds for you. That is amazing.
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, and in that, I want to say, if you're coming to the 2023 Takeout Symposium, what we're doing right now is just a small taste of what you will get. That he knows what he's talking about. I'm a living, walking witness. Someone's at 7 a.m. Someone's at 6:45.
Again. Sorry. Okay.
Am I back?
I can hear you.
I'm back. Some mornings at 7 a.m. Some mornings at 6:45 a.m. We worked out when I'm out of town, and he was like, "Where's the hotel gym? Give me a tour of the thing. Send pictures." And he creates the workout. Like, there's no escape. There's no
escape. There's no excuse. As long as you show up, that's exactly what I tell my clients that are a trained person. Your job is to just get your foot through that door. Rest everything else I'll manage. And there are certain times, there are days where the gym is packed, there's no equipment, nothing. I don't even know what I'm going to do, but I know that I'm going to do something, because the willingness is there from both sides. So
that's right.
As long as you show up, as long as I'm there, we'll make it work. Like we're making this work. So Instagram doing its thing, but we made it work. So just to end this on an amazing note, just to talk about a little bit more about the symposium that's coming up. So if someone is joining the Instagram and they haven't signed up, what do they know? What would you want to tell them about the symposium?
If you're joining this, like I said, we came on because we wanted to talk about the success rate of having a personal trainer, not just a personal trainer. So he's way more than that. A mobility coach, and I keep stressing that for people who have had mobility issues. He is a mobility coach, a personal trainer, and a nutritionist. Now, that is still an area of my weakness. I mean, I'll raise my hand and say that. But even with that, he is still kind and send me your stuff. Always, when I fall off, very kind and supportive and encouraging, and do this, try this, always. So if that's something that you're looking for, I can't stress that enough. I am going to be his testimony, his whatever. You need his cheerleader because, you know, if you're looking for somebody, he is the person that you want to get with. But at the 2023 Takeoff Symposium, you will hear more about what he does. I think he's going to do some exercises, teach us some exercises.
I don't know. Maybe I'll be just chewing your ears off. But there will be something knowledgeable. I'm working on it, obviously. And I will try to make it as interactive as possible. But it will be something real, something that you can connect to. I can promise you that. And like, coming from somebody who's been there, done that, been in the trenches, you know, still works out, still pushes himself through because, you know, practice what you preach what you practice. So it's going to be something real. That's something that everybody can connect to. And I guess I can safely say for all our speakers and our amazing hosts that everybody's just going to come in and talk about real stuff. Nobody's coming and, you know, saying things that are in the air that you cannot relate to. Everybody's going to come and talk about real experiences that all of us can, you know, take back and in our lives and somehow make it better. And that's what we're striving for, aren't we?
That is exactly right. And if you know who the speakers are, if you don't, so let me tell you. So Tessa Marie, you've seen Tessa Marie at 8 a.m. and you've seen her at 7 p.m. She's coming to talk about confidence. You already know she has confidence. She talks about it on her shows, but she's going to come and talk about that at the symposium. You already know Angela. Angela's going to talk about taking action every day, Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. She comes on live to take action. You already know who Rosie Rose is. She's going to talk about breathing techniques and the breath and teach us some breathing techniques. You already know that. She's going to come on and talk about that. Now you've met the one and only. He's going to come on and talk about fitness, nutrition, mobility, and the importance of that. So if you have, he doesn't do a lot of lives. So I'm honored to be on his live today. He doesn't do a lot of lives because he's a
pleasure is all mine. But whenever I get a request, I cannot deny it. I just cannot. And if my schedule doesn't permit, then I'll make it happen somehow. Because it's like a family that we've created for ourselves. That, you know, we're always there for each other.
That's right.
Look at the comments that are rolling in. Sorry, go ahead.
That's the comments are rolling. Then there's Rasmus. You know who he is. He's going to talk about finance and faith. He's going to come talk about that. And then there's the host, Stacy. Stacy's the hostess with the mostest. She's going to come on and rock it all the way through and connect all the dots for all the speakers. So on Friday, this Friday, if you haven't already signed up for the 2023 Takeoff Symposium today, sign up. It's 12 p.m. from 12 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. It is absolutely free. We are going to be giving away some giveaways. There's no lose here. You want 2023 to be your best year, then this is how you take off into it. I'm going to be talking about consistency, mobility and fitness. We got confidence. We got faith and finance. We got breathing techniques. And we got taking action. Everything that you need to make 2023 your very best year. That is what we're going to be doing this Friday. Absolutely free.
Belinda, you're freezing for almost froze for a second there. But I think it came through. I'm not sure if it's just me that didn't catch the last part, or did it happen for everyone else?
2023, this is where you want to be. Friday, November 18th, 12 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. The link is in our stories. Any of the speakers I just named in our stories is in our stories today, where you can register for the event. We're giving away giveaways. Also, on there's no lose here. Take 2023 and let it be your best year, and use this as your ramp up and out and off.
100%. Don't wait for January to roll in, guys. It'll be already too late. If you want to actually start off 2023 and make it a year that you really want to make a difference in your life, in whatever area of your life that you're expecting, finance, faith, confidence, physical fitness, be it a new career. And Belinda is amazing at that. I'm not sure if you actually mentioned what you'll be bringing to the table. I think we froze at that point. But yeah, of course, we'll have Belinda there talking about all her HR stuff. So whatever area of your life you think you need help with, this is the platform to be. And I would not recommend, I would not miss it for the world. So be there. There is definitely going to be a takeaway in one way or the other, and it's a win-win, like as Belinda said.
That's right. So win-win. There's no lose. There's no lose.
That's how we do it.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me on your show today.
Thank you so much for joining in, and thank you for being an amazing client and an amazing human being and a wonderful friend. I cannot speak highly enough of you, and I'm so overwhelmed with emotions of what you said today. Little did I know that you think of me like that, because most of the time it comes down. I don't want to do this. We have our own fun when we train guys, so right. She's entitled to it. So it's nice to know, that she thinks so well of me, and it goes both ways. It's been fantastic, and thank you so much for everyone who came in, and despite the internet issues that we had a little bit, and those were some lovely comments that I saw. I'm sorry that I couldn't read through those as usual, but I really, really appreciate all the love and support that we got on our little live today. And I'm looking forward to seeing everyone on Friday for our symposium.
Yes, excellent. Excellent. I'm excited.
All right.
Hey, before you leave, I need you to subscribe. We need more rocket stars to land their dream job. Subscribe.